Lying down, today we're doing supine poses. And we're just going to start by bending our knees. You can have your feet apart or together. You can angle your knees in or have them apart. And just arriving on your back, seeing what that feels like, feeling your back sinking into the floor. Feeling the weight of your pelvis. The weight of your back. The weight of your shoulders, your arms, your head. And can you feel your feet on the ground? And can you inhale, bringing your arms up to your place? So for some of you, it might not be accessible to bring your arms all the way up. You could have a pillow or a bolster behind you. Or you can just not bring your arms as high as you exhale, bringing your arms down. Tadaka Mudra, little palm pose. Inhale, bringing your arms up. Maybe tucking your chin in, Jalandhara Bandha, the chin lock. Start to exhale, then start to move. Bringing your hands down by your hips. Inhale from the upper back, middle back, lower back, expanding into the floor. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. And just keep this going in your own time. I'm going to have a look at each of you now. Just continue this in your own time, your own way, moving your arms in any way that feels comfortable. And if you can, adjust your screen so that I can see you. That is helpful, not absolutely necessary, but it's helpful if you can do that. Yeah. Getting used to the new normal here. But I would like to be able to give each of you individual attention as much as I can. I'm just going to call out some common cues. So neck issues, tightness, neck and shoulders, putting a pillow or a blanket under the head. And trying to keep the chin in line with the chest so it's not sticking up. And when your hands come up, maybe tucking your chin down slightly if that feels good on your neck. And if it feels comfortable, consider suspending your breath at the top of the inhale. And this is to build resilience, immunity, prana, as we call it in yoga, energy into the lungs. So during this time where this virus is in our midst, just to add that little more layer of protection where we can, working with our lungs, expanding our lungs, filling them with energy, prana, and holding at the top, suspending the breath for a couple of seconds or more, and then start to exhale from the pelvic floor all the way up the front body like you're zipping up jacket. As you inhale down the back body, you're opening up that jacket. Everything's expanding. And if you like, you can stay with your arms at the top and breathe from this place. You could interlock your fingers You could have your legs straight and do the classical pose with your legs straight and your feet together if your lower back doesn't bother you in that position. Inhaling from the upper back, middle back, lower back. And exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Inhale, expanding through the ribs, all the way into the lower back. And exhale, up from the pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. And when you're ready, releasing the arms down. And if your legs aren't bent, maybe bend them and just rest here for a moment before we move into our next pose. So working with the legs and feet. Finding a position that works for you, your arms at the side, about hip height. You could take one of your cushions and put it between your legs. You could do that little squeeze of this cushion to just help ground. That's an option. Hands at the belly. We're just going to work on this asana-s, the downward flow of energy in this position. Just working a little bit differently with the breath now. You're going to exhale, draw the belly button in, the lower belly, the pelvic floor, squeeze the bolster or the pillow, and feel your feet. Inhale, expand the belly. So just working with this lower part of the body. Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. Exhale, drawing the belly button in, the lower belly, squeezing the pillow, feeling the feet. Inhale, release that squeeze, expand the belly, and release the knees. Exhale, belly button towards the spine, drawing the belly in, the pelvic floor in, squeeze the thighs, the calves, the feet, squeezing that pillow. Inhale, expanding, releasing. Keep this going your own timing. Adding Ujjayi Pranayama, constricting the throat, or making a ha sound with an open mouth. As you exhale, exhaling down to the feet. Inhale, expanding. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can keep this going or just adding on a little bit. So this is something I've been working with the last year and showed it to my teacher Sridhar in India, and he said, okay, go for it. So this is a way of, again, connecting to the lower back and the rooting energy, the apana-vayu. As you exhale, what I want you to do is squeeze through the pelvic floor, the lower belly, the belly button in, and at the end of that, you're going to actually lift the hips up a little bit. And inhale, release that as the belly expands. So we're going to move up as we exhale. You're going to exhale, engage the pelvic floor, then start tilting the pelvis, lifting the lower back off the floor as you contract from the pelvic floor to the belly button. And inhale, expanding the belly all the way down and releasing. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, and lift the hips up off the ground a little bit in a mini bridge, a mini pelvic tilt up, and inhale, expand, and feel the lower back expand into the floor. Do this in your own timing. Exhale, peeling off the ground and coming up. And inhale, coming down. And just rest. Feel the breath move in and out of you. As you inhale, feel the breath move from the nostrils down to the belly. And as you exhale, feel the breath move from the belly up and out through the nostrils. And just take a rest. Just relax the legs for a minute after that work. If it's comfortable, stretch the legs long. Otherwise, put the legs anywhere that's comfortable for you. And just notice how you feel in your body and mind after taking about 30 minutes now to ground into the body and the breath. And when you're ready, we're going to go into our next pose. So we're going to do bridge pose. And we're going to do bridge in the regular way this time. So you're going to use your cushion again between your legs if you like, if you want to work on the inner thighs, but you don't have to. And we're going to focus on the legs and feet. So you're going to inhale, you're going to lift your hips up. And as you exhale, you're going to squeeze that block or that bolster or that pillow and roll down. So inhale, you're going to inhale from the belly all the way up to the chest as you come up, following the breath this way. And as you exhale, feel the back body roll down from the upper back, middle back, lower back. Feel your body rolling down. As you inhale, feel yourself coming up. And feel your feet pressing away from the floor. And as you exhale, you're going to roll down. And just keep this going. I'm going to have a look, see how you're doing. If you get tired, take a rest at any time. If you want more challenge, you can try staying in the pose. You could interlock your fingers. And as you inhale, lift a little bit higher, and exhale, you will notice yourself coming down a little bit. And your arms can be doing anything that you like. As you inhale, your arms could be coming up, overhead, for example. And as you come down, your arms could be coming down by your sides, or you could just leave your arms down so that you can focus on feeling your feet a bit more. So your choice, whatever you do with your arms, your choice. And just getting ready to finish up this pose. When you're ready, you're going to come down and we're going to do a panasana, knee to chest pose to relax the lower back, and moving into Urdhva Prasarita, stretching the legs up, moving more into the legs in a flexibility way, as well as relaxing the back. So we're going to start without our belt, but if you could have your belt or strap or whatever you're going to use to help stretch your legs, if you could just have that nearby you at this point. And we won't be using the cushions for a little bit. If your hamstrings are a little tighter, you could put a cushion like this underneath your buttocks, which helps you just have a little bit more flexibility in the legs. So that's another good option. So just settling in. When you're ready, starting with a Panasana. Inhale, legs away. Exhale, drawing the legs in towards you. And inhale. And exhale. And just continue this in your own breath pattern. Inhale, legs away. Exhale, legs away. Exhale, legs towards you. You can be holding underneath the knees. If you have a knee injury, for example, you could hold with your hands so that your elbows are facing side, if that feels better for your shoulders. Just finding a way to hold your knees that feels good. Some of my students like to use a belt underneath the thighs. And feel free at any time, if the vinyasa, the movement, is not what you want to be doing, you'd rather just stay in the pose. The pose itself, that's the asana, where we're learning to be present, and the vinyasa is preparing us for that stay. So at any time you just want to stay right away, feel free to do that. And that's, more classical hatha yoga. Some people prefer that. And when you're ready, adding the legs, Urdhva Prasarita, a wonderful pose for the legs and the feet. And we're going to work a lot in this direction. You're going to inhale. You're going to bring your legs up. You can hold underneath the thighs to begin with, flexing the toes towards the nose as you inhale. Exhale, bringing the knees into the chest. And when you do this, try to, as my teacher Viji says, have a feather-light touch so that you're not pulling with your hands. You're moving your legs more with the breath, with the pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in movement, rather than the hands. If you want to add on, you can add arms overhead or to the sides, to the floor behind you, flexing the toes towards the nose as you inhale, exhale, relaxing the legs. Finding your own breath pattern, inhale, expanding, exhale, contracting, pausing between the inhale and the exhale. And finishing up. When you're ready, resting, either hugging your knees into your chest or releasing your feet down, angling your knees in, or relaxing your legs straight. And just take a rest for the lower back in this position. And if you like, saying to yourself as you inhale, let, exhale, go. Sanskrit, inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. Om Namo. I let go. Om Namo. I let go. Om Namo. Again, just feeling the breath move you. Inhale, breath moving from the nostrils to the expanding belly. Exhale from the belly contracting up and out through the nostrils. Inhale in and down, exhale up and out. Not controlling the breath, just allowing it to breathe you. And moving on to our next pose. You're going to take your belt that is nearby and you're going to put it on your left foot. And if you don't have a belt, you can just hold the back of your thigh. And your other foot, your right foot, it can be bent, or you could straighten your leg if you've got a wall there, like I seem to have. New space, I'm getting used to this. You can have your right foot on the wall if you like to. So flexing the toes towards your nose. And just as you inhale, can you point your toes and your leg away? Exhale, flex your toes. If this is too much for my students who have a lot of knee things going on, feel free on that exhale to bend the knee and work with tracking of the knee, bending the knee as you exhale. And then inhale, extend the leg and maybe start to lengthen the foot, pointing the toes or not. Exhale, bending the knee if you like, and inhale, straightening, or you can just work on exhale, flexing the toes towards the nose and getting into the calf and the ankle and the foot. And as you inhale, pointing the toes. So this is really getting into stretching the feet, the ankles, the calves, and into the hamstrings if you take it a little bit deeper still. So your choice, I'm just going to watch you do that. Do this in your own timing, around 6 to 8 times on this left side before we switch. Inhaling, pointing, exhaling, flexing. And again, you can bend the knee as you exhale and inhale, straighten. If that feels better for you. And when you're ready, maybe just staying a few breaths with your legs straight and just see if that's accessible for you. See if you can go a little deeper. Otherwise, keep it moving. And when you're ready, switching sides. Moving to the right side. Holding the belt any way that works for you. I like to put it in a loop and then put my hands through it, but there are many ways that one can hold a belt, whatever feels good for you. Inhaling, pointing the toes, if that works for you, lengthening the front of the foot. Exhale, flexing the toes towards the nose. You can keep the legs straight or bend the knee into the chest with the foot facing out to the sky. You might also feel this in the opposite psoas hip area. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend just the ankle or adding the knee as well. Once you have the pose, try to connect with the breath and move from the breath from the inside out into the body. So once you've mastered the basic level of just moving the body, can you add the pranic level, the breath? Inhaling from the upper back to the lower back, exhale, pelvic floor all the way up towards the chest. As you inhale, breathing from the chest down, and as you exhale from the belly up. And maybe it would feel good just to stay now with your legs straight and breathe here. Or keep it moving. Could just be moving the foot at this point. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex, or just complete stillness. Supta Eka Padangustasana, supine, one-footed, one leg stretch. Now when you're ready, putting both feet in that belt, Urdhva Prasrita Padasana. And as you exhale, you can bend both knees a little bit or a lot. Inhale, straighten, or adding on as you inhale, pointing the toes and bringing the feet away from you. And as you exhale, bringing the legs towards you, towards your face. As you inhale, bringing the legs away from you. And you've got the belt holding you so that your back is comfortable, hopefully. And exhale, bringing the legs towards you. Just enjoy that subtle swinging movement. Inhale away and exhale towards you. Bending your knees at any time to feel comfortable. If there are hamstring injuries or knee injuries. Trying to keep your shoulders on the ground, so with the belt, trying to keep the belt long enough so that your shoulders are on the ground. And then you could stay in stillness in any part of that pose and just stay there and breathe. And releasing the pose when you're ready. And you can place your feet down, ankle your knees in towards each other and rest, or stretch your legs long and just rest your legs, your back, your breath, your mind. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. And sometimes when you start moving into these parts, there can be some cramping. Just knowing that that's normal as we move into our legs and feet. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. Inhale, I. Exhale, let go. Om Namo. I 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 let go. And when you're ready, starting to move back into your body as we move into our next pose. We're going to do some Tadaka Mudra with pointing and flexing the feet and moving the legs. And you can do this with a cushion, something like this, a very small cushion underneath the thighs if you want, or if you have a layer of blocks. Those of you know my class, you can do it that way. This is for strengthening around the knees, and for my students who have had knee surgery or about to have knee surgery. It's a really good way of strengthening around the knees or any kind of knee problems. And also for those of you with arthritis in the knees, can be very helpful. One of my favorite poses. You do not have to do this with the cushion. You can do it just without. It's just a little harder with the cushion. So I'm going to show it without first. So the arms can be up at your sides, and you can just be moving, pointing and flexing the feet as you inhale. Or if you like, as you inhale, you can point the feet and bring the arms up overhead to the floor behind you. And as you exhale, flex the toes towards your nose as you bring your arms down. And if you do that with the cushion, the whole time, the legs can be suspended. So it's quite challenging. You have the pillow under your thighs, or if you want more support for the knees, under the knees. And as you inhale, pointing the toes, exhale, flexing, keeping the feet parallel. And for those of you who have alignment issues in your feet, you can also put the belt on your feet, which I'm going to show this way so you can see my feet a little better, I think. So you could point and flex your feet. Let's see. Do it here. I think you'll be able to see. So you can point and flex your feet and have that belt that you're pressing away with your little toe side of your feet. So that's another option. So Peggy, I think you know that one, and a few of my other students. The personal practices. That's a lot of work on the legs, the feet, and all the muscles around the knees, thighs, the quads. Inhale, pointing, exhale, flexing. I often tell the story of this one, teaching this to the volleyball team at Capilano University, and them saying that was the toughest pre-game workout I ever had, and all we did was point and flex the feet. So we did a few other things. Be quite a bit of work. So we're just moving into about 15 minutes, 20 minutes of strength work before we move into our next phase of relaxation. And maybe take a little rest from that, because that's a lot of work, the arms or whatever you want. And then the next part of that is you can do it with your feet turned out. Now this might not feel good for all of you, but this is like Charlie Chaplin feet or ballet feet, if you know ballet. First position, inhale, pointing the toes, exhale, flexing the toes. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. I'm showing it seated now, which you could do in Dandasana, but lying down substantially easier. That pillow could be under the thighs, or just do it without, and the arms anywhere that's comfortable. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. If you do it with the cushion, it's much harder.
Maggie, we can't actually see your feet.
I know you can't see my feet. You have to imagine my feet, but if you see them here, you can see them here, right? When I do it like this, when I'm seated. Yeah? Do you see that? So my feet are doing this. Can you see that? So inhale, point, and exhale, flex. Is that okay, everyone? Let me just see, make sure you've got it. So your feet are like this. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. And then just letting go of that. The next one we're going to do, and again, I'm going to show this one seated. But you're going to do it lying down, but I'm going to show it seated first just so you can see my feet a little bit better. You're going to, lying down, you're going to inhale. You might have to create a little space around you to do this. As you inhale, you're going to bring one leg to the side.
Maggie, shift back, please. We can't see your feet.
Sorry?
Can you shift back? We can't see your feet.
Okay. Can you see my feet now?
Yes.
You see my feet now? Yes? Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's funny. I can see my feet, but you can't see my feet. So inhale, you're going to open your leg to the side and exhale, close it. So this is working with the legs and the hips, obviously. And then the other side, inhale, open, and exhale, close. And again, if you do this on your back, way more comfortable. And the arms can be at the side with the palms down or up. You could do it seated as well in Dandasana. So that's an option if you want to make it a little tougher. And if you've got a yoga mat, you might want to fold the mat up a bit so that you can slide on the ground. So the advantage of doing it on your back is that you can focus more on the legs rather than on the back. And try to keep the knees facing up towards the sky the whole time you're doing this. Inhale, opening, and exhale, closing. Try to keep that knee facing up, especially as you go to the side, the knee will tend to turn out with the hip. So if anything, think of angling your toes in. And just rest. Just rest in that Shavasana position for a minute. If you like, bend your knees. And you're probably feeling your legs quite a bit. We're going to move into a classical pose called Anantasana. And this is related to the word Ananta, which is one of my favorite words in Sanskrit, which means infinite harmony. It's also one of the names of Vishnu, who's the god of balance. And it's said when we have balance in our lives, we have abundance. That's Lakshmi, comes from that. So you're going to lie on one side, whatever side you like, doesn't matter which one. And you're going to, okay, I think you can see me okay. You're going to bend both legs to begin with. You can have one arm underneath your head. You can also have a cushion underneath your head, if that feels better for you. And this is a pose that I have in my own personal practice to work on my hip and my legs. We're going to focus on the leg and the hip. And if it's comfortable, classically both legs are straight. You can do it that way, or if you like, to create a bit more stability, bend, keep the bottom leg bent. So I tend to prefer it that way because you get a bit more stability. doing it that way. And as you inhale, if you can bring that top arm overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the arm down and the leg up. Inhale, bringing the arm overhead and stretching the leg away from you. Exhale, bring that leg up and the arm down, keeping the knee facing to the center. And again, you're probably feeling this in your hip. Inhale, pointing the toes. So this is hip and leg and feet. And exhale, coming up. Anantasana. The sleeping Vishnu pose. So Vishnu representing the universe, sleeping and watching the show of our lives, and only intervenes when we call upon him for help. Like any good teacher, doesn't interfere until asked, which is a lesson I'm constantly learning as a teacher. Observe more and say less. And you're probably feeling this in your leg about now. If you could bend both knees and just take a rest in side child's pose, if that's comfortable. If it's not, find another resting position that works for you and just rest there for a moment. Before we go to the other side, you can go however this works for you. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. I think you can. So starting with both legs bent, and then stretch that top leg, and the bottom arm is underneath your ear, or again, you can take a cushion and put it underneath your head and have your arms in front of you. So whatever feels better. And you're going to inhale, you're going to bring that arm overhead and stretch the leg long. Exhale, bring the leg up and bring the arm down with the knee facing forward. Inhale, extend the legs, keep the knee facing to the side, the same side you're on. And exhale, flexing the foot and keep the knee facing to the side or your front at the moment. Inhale, extend long and stretch through the side of the hip as well. And exhale, flexing the toes towards the nose. Doing this in your own time. Try not to bring the leg forward as you do it. Try to keep it in line with your body, with your side body. So keep the leg nice and long in line with your body. And this is strengthening the hip, the leg, and even into the back. Maybe feel like you're dipping your toes down as you lift your leg up and your heel is coming towards the ceiling. And when you feel like you've had enough, you can rest in side child. You can do a few more if you like, or just rest. And when you're ready, coming onto your back. Actually, before we do that, let's just go into child's pose before we go back to our backs. if it's comfortable, finding any child's pose that works. If this pose does not work for you for any reason, for knee reasons or primarily knee reasons, just feel free to go on your back and just rest that way. You could put a pillow or a cushion underneath the belly. Turn your head to one side if you have a cushion or bolster under you, or just stretch out nice and long. Have your thighs parallel as well. And in India, this pose is the Namaste or Namaskaram pose for women. When you are doing prayers or showing a position of surrender or gratitude to your elders, your teachers, or the divine, you go into this position. Adho Mukha Vajrasana, we often call it child's pose, balasana. And it's a real pose of grounding, surrender, just breathing here. And can you work now with the exhale, lengthening the exhale. Every exhale, 1 second longer. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. And when you're ready, moving out of child's pose. And coming into your final Shavasana relaxation. We're going to be here for about 7 minutes. Setting up any way that's comfortable. If you want to dim your lights, I do not need to see you for this last part of the class, so feel free to dim your lights and cover your face with a eye pillow or cloth. Put a blanket on top of you. And you could choose to do legs up the wall if you want, or legs up a chair if you want to keep working a little bit with your legs and feet in this final relaxation. I'm just going to sing you a mantra to Dhanvantri. He's the medicine version of Ananta or Vishnu. And in this chant, we ask that all toxins be removed from our physical body, our energetic or more ethereal body, and that we be left in a place of balance. And Dhanvantri is said to hold a jar of medicine, a bowl of medicine filled with precious herbs. Whatever we need to heal our bodies, our speech, our minds, and our energetic, ethereal body. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarva Amaya Vinashaya Trailokanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Saravamaya Vinashaya Trailokanataya Shri Mahavishnave Swaha Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Saravamaya Vinashaya Trilokanataya Shri Mahavishnave Swaha Swaha. Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. 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 All the toxins be removed from our bodies, our speech, our minds, from our physical body and our energetic body, and all the three worlds. May this leave us with balance, so that abundant health and wellness surround us. When you're ready, starting to increase the length of your breath. And starting to move your hands and feet, and in your own time coming to one side and up to a seated position if you like, or you could just keep lying down to close. Going to do a little bit of pranayama. If you can do this seated, either sitting or on the floor in a chair, that's great. Or you could just lie down and do ujjayi pranayama, lying down, constricting the throat. Just working on langana pranayama, letting go of toxins, lengthening the exhale, relaxing the body-mind, creating resilience in the system through the exhale. Inhaling from the chest to the belly, exhale, belly to chest, or just inhale, expand the belly, exhale, contract the belly. If it's accessible to you, you can create some little beaks with your hands, or you could use the Anjali Mudra, the Deer Mudra, or you might just be lying down and doing Ujjayi, your choice. So just do this, or if you like, you can do the Deer Mudra. As you inhale, expanding. As you exhale, putting either your thumb and your index finger on each nostril, half closed, or the full mudra. And then switching sides, inhale, and exhale the other side. Half closing both nostrils. Inhale, chest to belly. Exhale, belly to chest. Keep this going your own timing. And just finishing up, rubbing your palms together. Placing your palms on your eyes in any way that feels comfortable. Doing a forward fold. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank you very much for being in this class with me, and may you have a wonderful week. If you'd like to stay on, feel free. I'm going to give you the opportunity to go into some chat rooms and talk to someone in the class. But if you like, you can just say goodbye and be off to bed fairly soon. So your choice if you want to stick around, feel